Hi everyone, this is Needle Ninja. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I start my thread. So let's get to it. So let's start with my favorite one, which is a loop start. If you're stitching with a 2, 4 or 6, the even number of threads, this is the perfect way to start your thread. So you just fold in half your thread, which makes a loop on the other end of the threads. Then you thread your needle and you leave the loop end a little bit longer than it's the other end of the thread. Now, because my cross stitches are going, the first leg of the cross stitch is going this way from left to right, I stick my needle in the upper right corner and keep the loop there. Come out from the left bottom hole and put the needle through the loop and pull it. And come down in the same hole where was your loop. And you have perfectly anchored your thread, and now you can just finish the full X. Now if your first leg is going from right to left, it's the same things. You start from this side, keep the loop there, come out from the lower right hole, push the needle through your loop, pull it, and doesn't matter where you push your needle, here or there, the thread will move and it will anchor itself. So just let's do it here. Okay, and it's anchored and you finish your cross stitch. So this is the loop start with the even threads. If you stitch with the uneven threads, like 1 or 3, there is also a loop start for it. Maybe you need to practice it a little bit more, but it's possible. So I'm going to show you. So you start from the front of the fabric, leave the tail, come out from your upper right corner, stick the needle to the same hole. If it's possible, you try to catch this thread with your needle. If it's not, it's okay. Keep the loop there. Okay. Don't pull it too much. Come on, loop, yes. You come out from the lower left hole, don't pull it too much, and you just go inside your loop and pull it, and now your thread is anchored. You go down the same first hole, pull, and it's already not going anywhere, and you just finish your cross stitch. And if you pull it both ways, it's not moving, so you just continue to stitch. And now you can cut this tail, and it will not go off. Of course, this one works also the other way. If your bottom leg of the cross stitch is from right to left, you just keep the tail like we did before. Come from the left upper hole, make the loop, Keep the tail out of the way. Come from bottom right hole. Try to push and pull your thread. Go through your loop. Don't let your tail to get too short because it will be difficult to cut it. Anchor your thread. Go through it. If you can pinch it, try to pinch it. If not, it's okay, I will not pinch it. So, and you see my thread is anchored, and you just continue. Stitching. This is good way. This is the 18 counts fabric, so it doesn't get so much coverage, so it looks really how do you say it? That it's not so much anchored, but trust me, if you pull it as much as you can, it's anchored, and on the higher count of the fabric, the holes are even smaller, so it will work. And you just snip it. This should work with the 3 threads too, so let me try. This is my first time doing that. So leave the tail. Make a loop. Sorry. Don't pull it so tight. Go through the loop. Anchor it. Go down the hole. And finish your cross stitch. And trust me, girl, it's not going anywhere. Let me just snip it. Okay, it's a really tight one. My first try. Yay. Other way to start a thread is with a pin stitch, and as you can see, there is a few I already did. I mostly using pin stitch for ending my thread, but you can also start with it. So just leave the tail few stitches from the place you want to start, and there is a horizontal and vertical lines of the thread in the fabric, so come out between the 2 holes, and because it's easier to punch your needle through the thickest part of the cross from front of your fabric, I do it like that. Punch it through in the middle between the 4 of your holes, pull it a little bit, still you can have your tail, then come up between the 2 holes on the top and punch it through the center, and there is your anchored thread with the pin stitch, and then you just cover it with your cross. And snip off your tail. Of course, doesn't matter if you're stitching with single thread or 2 threads, it's the same procedures. But if you're using the horizontal line, it's better to do it like punch it between the two holes. From the top of your fabric, go through the middle between the 4 holes. You should have a sharper needle, maybe. Then come up between the 2 holes. Oh, sorry. And punch it through the middle. And your thread is anchored. And you just go over it and make your cross. And cut the tail. If you already have some stitches around the area you want to start your thread, you can start the thread by hiding it behind the stitches. Like, you keep the tail, bring your needle somewhere, anywhere. Best will be in with the area with a similar or same color, but doesn't matter because it will hide. Push your needle under the stitches and through the fabric to the other side, and pull your thread, and you can start in a place where your first cross stitch goes. And now you just snip the tail. And the last way and most orthodox way how to start the thread is leave the tail, bring your needle a little bit far away, and stitch over the thread under. Try to catch it with your axis. The thread should be anchored now, and you can cut it. Always pull and cut. And of course, you can always start with a knot on the end of your thread, but we don't like our bags to be too much bumpy, right? Or so, as most of you know, I don't like to flip my hoop while I'm stitching, so all of these methods are starts from the front of the fabric. Hope you like it. Maybe you learned something new, and I'll do another video about how I'm ending my thread. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.